Welcome back to Campfire Podcast. We're doing things a little bit different in season 2. We on our alpha male stuff. Let's go. All right, alpha male hands activated. Let's go. Christian, Myles, let's go.
I don't approve of this.
What's
I don't
up?
approve. No, I don't approve. I don't approve.
Gotta get the handshake.
You gotta get the hands together. Gotta get your hands
I'm
together.
leaving the podcast.
Oh, come on.
Where you going?
Nah, I'm
Yo,
going.
there's just not enough space for all this alpha male going on right here. Yes,
No,
sir.
I'm
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not about it. Listen, to all
What's
my
up,
women
people?
out there. Nah, anyway, we back. Season 2.
I'm here now. Well, technically it's my second time here, but
Second time here. Oh, for those who are YouTube only, this is our great friend Julian.
hi, it's me.
He is also our editor. Well, for season 2.
Yeah.
Editor, new member.
Yeah. So now we expanding. Season 2 is all about improvement, expanding. We're gonna try and improve this podcast to be the best podcast it can be. We're gonna get lights, cameras, like an actual camera instead of an iPhone.
We'll get there.
We bossing up. Being
That's
big
it.
in the world.
We're gonna try and
It's
know.
probably like
market.
the one season where there's gonna be like definite changes like throughout.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, expect that. It's not gonna be just the same thing. We will still have guests. Don't worry, we will still have guests along with us 3.
Yeah.
Which means more mics. Maybe different mics.
The location, the lights.
Things will change. You'll literally see it
Yep.
between episodes.
Because we've changed through our journey in the tough world of college.
Man,
Yes.
since the last episode,
So much has
boys been
happened.
going through it. It's been
So much
lot.
pain and suffering.
I'm now a
Honestly.
Philadelphian, John, and shit.
I'm from the city now. You know, I'd be walking around. You know, first time I came back to New Jersey from DC, I was like my friend, they were like, oh, let's go get some pizza. I was like, oh, we're gonna walk? And I was like, and they were like, of course not, we're gonna drive. I was like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
you're
I'm
in
like,
Jersey now.
I'm really from the city. I'm like, we just walk in places. It's different. It was different.
Yeah, I'm about to see you in Jersey now. Just a preference, right, to everybody that wants to hate on Jersey. We're not that bad.
Yeah, it's pretty cool here.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Most of us, some of us.
It's not like New York. We're just vibing.
Wow. Shout out to New York. What did New York do to you?
They call him Goofy.
Bacon, egg, and cheese, Goofy. Oh, they go crazy.
Talking about
Getting sturdy. Getting sturdy.
Getting
Oh.
sturdy. What they do? They get light too. They get light, get sturdy.
Yeah.
I like it sturdy.
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah. Word to my mother. Oh.
Word to my mother.
yeah.
Dead ass, all that.
New York be doing it.
Philly be doing it too. You know, just saying it, adding dick to everything.
Nah, I'm from Jersey to Jersey. It was crazy. It's like it's such a crazy
We're
transition.
from Middle Jersey to Upper Jersey.
Yeah.
2 different
So
locations.
it's mostly the
to be
people
honest.
closer to New
Oh
York.
wait, hold on. Do both of y'all think there's a middle Jersey or central
No,
Jersey?
there's no central Jersey.
I mean, but we live in.
So are we
No,
south or north?
We're north.
Thank you.
We're north.
Thank you. We're north. Now I had an argument with somebody from Jersey. He said we're south. I'm like,
Nah.
bro, if you consider us south, that means most of the state you consider it.
Yeah,
south.
most of it was be south then.
It can't. Nah, we north.
I personally just think I don't know how you would divide Jersey up because it's kind of like there's like a head and there's like a tail. If you just say the head's the north, then that's like not a lot of Jersey. Most of Jersey is the south then.
Yeah.
So now I just like extend the head like a little bit more south.
My thing is
And-
wherever the little divot, where the divot is,
Yeah.
you know that line where it curves. Whatever's below that line is the south. Everything above it is the north.
That's
and
fair.
since we're above that, that's the north.
Yeah,
That's fair.
we're North
That's
Jersey.
Exactly.
Central Jersey does not exist. Don't
No.
believe anyone said that. I don't believe it.
I believe in the myth. A little.
The myth.
The myth.
I didn't
The myth
hear
of
it.
Central Jersey.
I didn't hear it until college. I'm like, what?
I heard it before college, but I was like, I don't make no sense though. Why would there be a Central Jersey?
Honestly, no one's from Jersey where I go.
No one from. There's a lot of
I
people.
mean, not
Howard
really.
are from Jersey. Usually
Well,
that's-
I
about to say.
I mean, the school's kind of big, and it's not like I during my time in school, I was definitely super antisocial. I did not talk to nobody. I don't even think people know I exist. So, from the people I met, not a lot of them from Jersey. A lot of people from apparently the big cities, but not really, because my friend on campus, their roommate said they're from Philly. But in reality, they're from like a gated community. They're not from Philly at all. Like, not at all. And so that was quite the like it was kind of obvious from our perspective, but like we were just like, dang, she really just lied.
Just lie.
Just outright lied to us.
Well, I mean, somebody might be watching this that goes to Howard and is from Jersey. Say what's up
Hi
to
to
Julian.
you.
Well, say, and then if you go to Montclair State and you're not from Jersey, say hey to Christian.
Oh.
And if you go to Drexel, don't say hi to me. Don't talk to me. I don't want to know you.
Yeah, he's on Sigma stuff.
Nah,
Don't
talk to
wolf
me.
it.
Nah, you can talk to me. I'm nice. I mean, if you can talk to me, excuse me, unless I have my headphones on. If I have my headphones on, don't talk to me. You're gonna have to tap me.
I almost always have my headphones on. I mean, you can still say hi to me. I'll take my headphones off.
I'm like a mix of both. So, I mean, if you wave to me, I'll be like,
Oh yeah, I'm about to say if you wave, I'll say.
will I engage in the conversation? That's a different question.
If you wave at me, I might honestly try to ignore you at first because
Damn.
I will definitely think there have been too many occasions where someone will like talk in my general, or either talk or greet someone in my general direction.
Yeah, it's not
I'll
good.
be not quite sure. Like, are you talking to me?
That
Or are you
is
talking
true.
about someone
That
else
happens all the
behind?
That's happened a lot. Yeah.
I hate when that
Yeah.
happens so much.
It is
It's like,
awkward.
yeah, it's bad.
Or when I see someone who looks just like someone else, because for the longest we all had masks on. So then I saw this one person like a couple times. I'm like, is that who I think it is? And I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I'm gonna just go say hi. I'm like, hey, and they're like,
They're like, who is you?
and then when I don't do that, and then it ends up being the person that I think it is. I'm like, I can't win
And then they can be like, why didn't you say hi to me when you saw me?
because you look like everyone else. What am I supposed to
It's like
do?
you
Wow.
look like every other. Oh,
You look like everybody else. You commoner. Be different. Dye your hair.
Honestly, yeah.
Get a septum.
get it.
Actually,
But everybody got
you can't say
septum.
Everybody got septum.
Everybody got septum.
If you dyes your hair, that'd be perfect.
Would y'all get a septum piercing?
That's with your nose, right?
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah, I don't know.
Why?
If I don't think I would go for a piercing.
I don't think
Maybe-
I don't think I'll work with.
Maybe an earring or earrings. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But
I saw that.
honestly, what I'm really thinking about, I'm like, I kind of want a tattoo. Not gonna lie.
Oh, same.
But I just can't decide what I want. Cause I'm like, that's a permanent
I
change.
have
Like, if
the
I'm gonna
image in
pick a
my brain.
tattoo,
I have
I'm gonna
two.
hit.
I have two in my brain. I'm gonna design them. Okay, so number one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm an artist. So what I used to draw a lot, what I still draw a lot, are trees. So I'm gonna have is on my right arm. I'm gonna have like a branch of trees going up, you know, real beautiful, detailed, whatever. And on engraved on the bark of the tree, it says "Always keep growing."
Her.
And on this arm is gonna be a scene from Into the Spider-Verse where Myles jumps off the building and he's like free falling in the air.
I'm about to say
Oh,
I
that's
free
good.
fall on my spare time.
Yeah. And then underneath it, it's gonna say "Take a leap of faith."
Okay.
That's nice. That's tough.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, so that's the plan. And then third one, it's gonna be a little teacup.
For what?
Cause I want
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, I respect that. I respect that.
See, I have a few ideas, but it all depends on how my life plans out. As in, if I have a job in which having a lot of tattoos is detrimental, then I probably would have like the necessary ones that I want.
Mm.
Versus, like, I don't know where life might take me. If I become like internet famous or like do rap or whatever, music or whatever, and I can have as many tattoos as I want, I would probably want like a sleeve, something on my back, a few things on my chest, not like my whole chest. But I know the things I do want, I want to cross with a bit of each part of my family right here on my chest, like on my heart. The Eye of Horus, I think here, and then the fairy tale symbol here.
Yeah.
That's legit. That's
I
legit.
have to have the fairy. I have to have anime related and
I
the
saw
fairy tale
this
symbol.
one guy who
Yeah.
had the 3D 2Y from One Piece.
Ah.
That looked nice. It was like across his.
See, I also kind of want like tiger marks on my ribs, but at the same time, that's only if like I can do whatever I want with my tattoos.
That's fair.
I get that.
I'll definitely get seen something. Keep going.
I definitely have like a couple of different ideas. Like, I don't know. I feel like me. Well, I don't know, if you're watching the video of this, like on my shirt, I got like a skeleton. I thought it was like some type of skeleton design, maybe something like that. Definitely want something anime related. But not sure what anime necessarily. I feel like probably Naruto, maybe. maybe, but not absolutely sure. But I know
Worst
for
out of the big three.
the
Oh, I know.
don't even get me started. Don't even get me started.
I would get a Full Metal Alchemist one, and I'll have like the alchemy. They make like circles.
The alchemy symbol.
Yeah,
Okay,
I would get that.
But you know what? I definitely need the best cartoon to ever exist. Adventure Time. I'm gonna need something. I don't know. Finn Sword. Maybe Finn and Jake together. I'm gonna need something like that.
You should get
I got to.
You should get Gunter.
Gunter?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I might go for BMO. Because BMO kind of.
Am I the only one that doesn't think that's the best cartoon of all time?
Which
No,
one's the best
it's not the best cartoon of all time.
Hold. Okay. Well, okay, both of you. Okay. Was your best cartoon of all time? What is your best cartoon of all time? Don't say anything flagrant.
Anime, right?
Huh?
Cartoon, not like it's a cartoon, not an anime, right?
Yeah, cartoon, not anime.
I need a few preferences here. Do y'all count Avatar as a cartoon or anime?
I count it as a cartoon. That's anime inspired. That's just me.
You can kind of go either way with it, honestly. But I would say it's a cartoon because it came out on Nickelodeon.
Okay, now second question: do y'all count Teen Titans as an anime or a cartoon?
I count it
That's
the
definitely
same
a
way
cartoon.
as Avatar.
It's
Definitely more cartoon.
Okay, top tier Avatar, Last Airbender, number one cartoon then.
Yeah,
If y'all
I'll say
consider,
okay,
'cause
Avatar.
I consider it an anime, but a lot of people have a debate if it's not or not. So then I'm like, but depending on what you think,
consider it?
then that would be a cartoon. Same thing with Teen Titans, and then if they think both is an anime, then I would then probably choose Ben 10.
Which one? Or just the whole thing?
The whole thing.
The whole thing?
Not the new one. Not the new one. Like
Okay, not the
past
newest one.
2 ones, no, but the 3 ones before.
Also,
them,
not
like,
Omniverse? Would I put Omniverse in there? I like the Omniverse.
I would put like half of Omniverse. It got to a point where I was like, that's too much. But like,
Okay, that's fair.
Definitely the 3 before them, like Alien Force. I think like Ultimate Alien and the original. Those 3 definitely. Or
fun.
Generator Rex. I really love.
Generator Rex. Hidden gem.
I really like that one too. But if you count Teen Titans and Avatar as cartoons, then definitely Avatar is the best cartoon of all time.
That's valid.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that.
I'm the same way. But we're doing more like cartoon, like just there's actually like cartoons without any debate. I'd probably pick Amazing World of Gumball. Probably pick that. What?
I mean, we're Gumball kind of hit.
Am I the only one that did not like that show?
You didn't like that show?
Really?
I found it better than the stupidest, was it Uncle Grandpa? That was the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen in my life.
The worst thing about that is I actually kind of liked Uncle Grandpa. Okay. In my defense, I like unorthodox stuff, like
which
weird,
is fair, but
weird stuff that like kind of comes together. I like it.
Regular show was weird stuff that came together. Uncle
Regular
Grandpa,
even
made
show,
no sense.
but that was the fun of it. It really just didn't make no sense. They really just be vibing for
it. Wasn't even vibing.
They be vibes.
I feel like I lost brain cells every time I saw
Uncle Grandpa. Low-key reminded me of Pedo. Like he gives
Okay.
Also, how are you on Uncle Grandpa? That's some incest type going on, bro. Like it made
no.
sense.
See. Well, actually, okay. Technically, all right. Let's just hold on for a second. Just digress with me, everybody. So technically, I actually have an Uncle Grandpa, where basically he's my uncle, but he's just really old, so he's also my kind of like a grandpa.
That's not your grandpa. That's just your really old uncle.
That's
and Uncle Grandpa is.
And so basically, he's great. Maybe he's somebody's grandpa, but he's really young, so he's kind of like your uncle. So he's Uncle Grandpa. See, look at it.
Also, SpongeBob should be in that debate too. Not all SpongeBob.
But that's a good point.
But SpongeBob up until the movie was top tier.
Okay. SpongeBob. Okay. Definitely SpongeBob's like one of those. It transcends cartoons.
Actually, you know what I compare it to? SpongeBob is like the Dragon Ball of cartoons, as in, like, you know how people think about like the greatest anime of all time? They always pay respect to Dragon Ball because anime would not be as popular or as big as it is without Dragon Ball. Like Dragon Ball paved the way. I feel as though it's the same way with like Tom and Jerry and like SpongeBob and like Looney Tunes. Like Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry are sort of like Cowboy Bebop in the older anime, but then SpongeBob and Dragon Ball Z are sort of like the icons of the new generation. That's where you get the unorthodox cartoons, because SpongeBob was just unorthodox to a lot of old generations. It was weird, but to us it made a lot of sense, or it was just funny.
Yeah.
It's really
It
funny.
was just really funny and really unorthodox.
I guess it was our generation of like, I guess our generation's version of what this generation has, like, of like a lot of weird shows that just do a lot of random stuff that I look at and I'm like, why would anyone ever want to watch this?
Yes.
I imagine people older than us saw SpongeBob. They're like, why would you ever want to watch
Y'all
this?
remember the face freeze episode?
Oh yeah.
That freaked me out.
Yeah.
Freaked me out.
Yeah,
like,
that was
why
weird.
would they do
Yeah,
that?
that was weird.
And that was one of the later episodes. Like, I
That was
actually,
just disgusting.
like, I have a fear of butterflies because
Yo.
of SpongeBob.
Oh my god, I hated when they did that.
Honestly, I'm just afraid of all flying bugs, to be honest.
That scared me. But I realized that SpongeBob hit different when I started relating to Squidward more. Like, I was like, this man's actually really relatable. Like, he makes more sense than the actual main character.
He just be going through stuff.
What? SpongeBob?
No,
Squidward.
Oh, Squidward, of course.
Like, he's just an everyday worker just trying to get through his day.
No, and Mr. Krabs. I like as an adult in college, money.
Money go hit. Because
Like-
as a poor college student, by the end of the second semester, I was looking at my money. I was like, bro,
Where'd it go?
Where'd he go?
I can't buy food today. I'm so hungry.
No, honestly,
I'm
that's
so
right, though.
hungry.
I'm so
and I
hungry
don't-
and I can't buy food today. And it's like I can either suffer and go to was it the dining hall and use a meal swipe or cook, but then how am I gonna get groceries with no money?
See, cooking is different. We didn't have a kitchen. I had an air fryer. And I got that air fryer late. So life was hard. It was cafeteria or you buy food. And
Crazy.
yeah. But once I got the air fryer, it was a little bit better. But even then, it's pretty limited options because it's just an air fryer. It's
Also,
much.
to all the older generations out there, I want to have a public announcement. Sorry if I'm speaking low. It's just because a lot of times you hear, the old generation say, college, I worked and paid for it and all that. College costs a human soul nowadays.
It does.
It does, man.
It's expensive. It's a mortgage.
Actually, now that I think about it, I think there was like some type of analysis for like how much could you like sell a human body for, like all the organs and stuff. I honestly think you probably would just barely be able to pay off a full tuition with selling a person.
Honestly.
Like it is that bad.
It's so bad, and then they don't increase how much you get paid. I want to let this be known. Pennsylvania, your whole state sucks.
Wow. It's coming crazy for you guys.
No, why it sucks, and they can all agree. Their minimum wage is $7.
Whoa.
You think I'm joking? When they told me that, I thought they were joking. It's not a joke. I get paid $10, bro.
You paid $10
an hour. Yes,
I'm so
I can bet on the
sorry,
street
damn.
for better than $10 an
bro.
hour.
When I'm telling
think-
you,
I think
Penn-
Pennsylvania, your whole state
Nah, I like the DMV
Horrible.
area because
For Jersey, you just got
It just
raised
got
to
raised.
13.
honestly, in DC, you get paid like I think you get paid like $15 or something. Like that's like the minimum. The minimum wage is way higher. Is definitely higher than it is in New
15
Jersey.
hours. No.
So
we're gonna get. They said by 2025 they want to get it to 50.
yeah, they're definitely gonna bring it up.
I mean, by that
But
time,
like, I even had like the thought to be like, oh, if I can get a job in DC, like I keep all my money whenever I go home. I buy groceries there because everything's cheaper there. Because it's like a lot more tax in DC than it is in other states, specifically
Really?
Jersey in this case. Yeah,
Oh,
because it's capital.
but ain't DC?
It's kind of like California in a way.
True, but I thought like a lot of the activities in DC are free.
There,
Fair enough.
just
but you just gotta pay a lot. When you do have to buy stuff, it costs a bit more.
I bet you, in 2025, Pennsylvania is still gonna have $7 as a
7
minimum
is
wage.
crazy.
You know why? Because the whole state sucks.
Yeah. That's one of
Philly, you cool, but you're too expensive for how much you're paying your workers. It's just accurate.
See, I would at least hope it's kind of like
Oh.
Texas, where it's like you don't make as much money, but there's like a lot of space to buy land.
Nope.
Dang.
Nope. Philly's expensive. You know why? It's a city, so of course it's gonna be expensive. But yeah, Pennsylvania, y'all need to fix up.
Dang. It's here.
Accurate.
I like how we all got different opinions now that we've been like in 3 different states. I mean, I've been in the same state, but now we've all been to like 3 different states.
But it's also because you met, like, we've met so many different people. Like,
Yeah.
I now know a little bit more about, like, New Orleans because I have a friend that's from there. So I now know more about, like, that city, even though I haven't even been and I want to go now, but it's still, like, I know more than just about actually living there than just, like, going to visit. Same thing with, like, living in Philly or even internationally. Like, going to people coming from different countries and things like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, I had some people that came in from like Britain. They were talking British. I was like, hold on, what? And I was like, I just want to talk to them because I was like, I just want to hear your accent more. Because they had like a good accent.
Wait, fam.
Not gonna lie, guys with a British accent, that's Riz.
That's Riz.
That's Riz. That's
That'd be
Riz. Because my roommate, he was like, oh, I think he had like an online class or whatever. He was talking through the mic or whatever, and he had like some girl, and like, you know, they had a little chat or whatever. Someone was like, oh, who's that guy talking? I'm like, this is unfair.
That is true.
This is just cheating.
That is
But
true.
what I've learned in school from just about, you know, about the world is that apparently I'm a fake Jamaican / African American. I'm just American. Because like my roommate does not neglect to like mention how I just like fail in every aspect of being Ghanaian or Nigerian.
Wait, what?
Like, well,
Ghanaian.
Ghanaian. Yeah. And so like I'm just like, dang, like, do I not get to claim anything? Because I'd be like, oh yeah, I like my mom's half Ghanaian, half Nigerian, and my dad's Jamaican. And he'd be like, oh, do you do this, this, and this? I'm like, no.
See, that's like I got into a discussion with my mom about that, about ethnicity, race, and then like your cultural background and upbringing.
Mhm.
Because technically, all of our like ethnicities would technically be American because we were all born in America.
Yeah.
Yeah, I identify more with the like African American. I'm not. Yeah, that's just me.
But then that's the thing, like our race would then be black, like we're all black.
Yeah.
Our ethnicity would technically be American, but then our cultural upbringing, yours would be African American or more, not necessarily African American, but more like Black American,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Mine would be more
Or
African American or like Caribbean American, where it's
Like
like I do
Caribbean
certain things, but it's more.
African-American.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a little bit of a mix. Like I eat certain foods that people would be like, oh, you know,
Yeah.
identification.
But even like
But,
just the
like-
way you were brought up would be more aligned with like Caribbean and African
styles.
style.
But like I do a lot of like American things. I'm more normalized in American styles.
Exactly. And the same thing with me, like I'd be more Caribbean American in terms of my cultural upbringing, you know, the things I have in my house, the different music we listen to, the different cultural like rituals that we would do as well. And it's just interesting because you have people that would claim something and it's sort of like, well, technically that's not your ethnicity.
That's either not you or they feel like no, this is so me, you're not it.
Exactly.
Like we can it's well, if you watch a little anime reference, it's like in Jujutsu Kaisen, right? Sukuna fights that fingerberry. He's like, just know we're both special grades, but see the difference between us? Just remember that.
Remember that.
Yeah, it's basically like that. It's basically
Exactly. And it's sort of like, that's because, you know why? Nobody wants to claim America.
that. They really don't.
Because America's like a collection of everything. So
Like,
America
claiming-
itself doesn't have like a good strong culture, and even that people don't like to claim. People don't like to claim Uncle Sam.
Honestly,
It's Uncle Sam.
it's taxes, guns, and actually, what is just taxes and guns? To be honest.
When I think of
They make
American
hamburgers?
culture,
Racism.
Oh, racism.
yeah.
Taxes, guns, racism, expensive, making money. Apparently, well, if you're like older generation, you come here, you're under the impression that you just make money here, like money just comes to you. That is not the case. A lot of us are poor, such as myself. You guys speak for yourself.
I'm
not. I wouldn't say I'm poor.
I'm not poor.
I'm falling middle class. I would say I'm comfortable. I'm quite.
yeah. Like compared to everyone else, I'm definitely comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm good. Like I'll survive.
I'm about to say I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. And I wouldn't say I'm poor because. Yeah, nah, I would definitely not say I'm poor.
Yeah, I feel like poor would be like disrespectful to people who are actually poor.
Oh, that's fair. That's
I'm
fair.
not.
I would say I'm not poor, but that's because my parents aren't poor. I
Oh.
myself
Oh, you mean
am
ourselves?
basically in
yeah,
progress.
nah, I'm poor.
Like I would personally feel like I'm not. I don't really like. I personally don't like the idea of like claiming my parents' money like that, because it's not
Okay.
like it's not really my money. They just
Well, no,
help
but
me out.
you kind of have to consider that, because at the same time, where would you like?
Where would I be without them? And,
Not even where would you be without them, but when you come back to Jersey, are you supplying yourself
with stuff.
with everything, or are you going to somebody's house, whether that's your parents or any guardian?
Well, that's true. That's true.
So then you have to claim some of it, because you are using or living in the things that they bought and use. So then, if you're counting just your monetary value and even your assets, then technically all three of us are poor.
I mean, we don't have much. We haven't done this for long.
I'm about to
I have
say,
PS5 though. when things really get tough, I can really just sell that PS5. You know, it's like my little stupid.
honestly, I have a piano.
My only asset, we going strong.
Yo, I got some pencils, some paints.
I mean, you can sell your art. You'd be like, I got a sketchbook.
I got some
Hey,
shoes.
I got some really good glasses.
Actually, speaking of shoes, I do custom shoes. Y'all can go follow me.
Shameless plug.
I'm about to say, yeah, you know, customized shoes if y'all want to.
I'm trying to plug on the podcast.
Of course, bro.
That's what the podcast's for.
My
Plug.
bad.
Plug your art, bro. Yeah.
It's coming.
Plug that art page that you don't have. Go on, do it.
Wow.
You gotta come crazy sometimes. Sometimes you gotta go crazy.
You know what?
Me personally, I
that's
wouldn't let him talk to you like that. You know? Me personally, I would deck him in the mouth if he said that to me. But you know, that's just me.
That's just
You do you, big brother.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's coming though. Our page is coming.
That's just shit.
I'm just an editor. You know, if you ever need somebody to edit something, yeah,
No, yeah, valid.
I'll be doing the thing. I'll be doing that thing.
So wait, what we meant? So we mentioned everything about, you know, improving and all that, and having guests.
Yeah, we're trying to be more consistent.
In terms of the YouTube, I know we said this before about what to expect, but then, you know, we were also in our freshman year of college. We had to get used to certain things. So we're actually gonna really try and be more consistent. You might see reaction videos from all three of us, two of us, maybe even one of us, depending on, you know, our schedules, things like that. You might see separate podcasts with completely different people, or maybe like mini podcasts with a group of friends, whoever. You might see just individual videos that are random. So the YouTube will go over its own sort of evolution and path, but for audio listeners only, y'all will still get, you know, Campfire Podcast seasons whenever we make the seasons and the episodes.
Yeah. Not sure how long this season will be, but we'll see.
Yeah, we're also getting in the habit of pre-recording episodes. It is currently 1:00 in the morning. You might think I'm lying. It is
not a lie.
You can tell by our brain cells, or not brain cells. What am I talking about?
That's how
I've been awake a very long time.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of things in the time I've been awake, and I'm still doing this podcast. So you're welcome.
We've had work. We came here, hooked up the podcast, all that. We're gonna still have work the next day.
Yeah,
everybody's gonna still record more episodes of the podcast.
Not even the next day for me. It's 1:00 in the morning right now. I will be in about 12 hours. I'll be at work.
Listen, it's about that grind, about that pressure. Work. We're gonna come back with a topic, an interesting one at that. That's how the podcast's gonna work. We don't know if we're gonna do segments or whatever, but like I said, it's gonna go on its own path and everything. Just to give y'all a little bit of a reminder, I am Myles, a graphic design major. I like music, anime, women.
What kind of women? What kind of women?
What kind of women?
What kind?
All women, but specifically my Nubian, beautiful, black, elegant queens. Yes, all of you, even the mixed ones too. Y'all count, all y'all. I don't care how much black you got in you, as long as it's something. Feel me?
A little melanin.
is melanin.
A little bit of melanin.
Exactly.
You know.
But that's me. They can introduce themselves.
I am Chris. I am becoming an illustration major. So I'm going from graphic design to illustration. I like books, stories, art, music, all that. Also a fan of the Nubian Queens. But I like everyone. Everyone's welcome. Friender, whatever. Cool. Thank you for listening.
Julian. I'm an environmental studies major for now. Editor doing that on the side, like anime, video games, women, Nubian queens, of course, because you gotta respect and love our black women. Let's go. And yeah, I'll be around here a little bit more often.
Woo! Happy Juneteenth, everyone. We'll see you when you get back.
And this is the second part of the podcast, and the topic is
Dating. Why do we date? What are you looking for? Turn offs, turn ons, all that. Yeah.
College freshman year definitely has taught me a lot about dating. I definitely learned a lot about what to look for, what not to look for. I've always kind of had an idea of like why I date,
and
but,
you quickly understand the difference of one, dating in terms of relationship in high school and out. You also understand the difference of actually like the process of starting to date someone versus like in high school versus like getting out.
I definitely learned just about people in general and how different people don't have the same standards and practices that you have. And then that can be kind of jarring because then you're like, why did this person do this or not do this? But then you realize like that's just not like what they do. Like you have to realize that like the way you do things is not how the way someone else does things. So then it gets very complicated. But it could work if both people want it to work, you know?
Yeah. So answer the question, who finna go first?
Why do we date?
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Okay.
For me, I say, why do I date? Probably to find someone who, like, I just connect with on a more like romantic and emotional level. So I feel like that connection is like, once you feel it, it's like you can't explain it. You just know. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
What? Okay.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I mean, it's kind of true, but don't worry about it.
But yeah, like it's just like for the, not just for the feeling, but also for the like the commitment or like the, if you want to like get even like further with dating, like the partner, the potential for like a further like deeper relationship. I guess that's why I would date. And also just to like have someone who I'm interested in and attracted to, who like helps me grow as a person too. So yeah.
Well, for me, if I had to kind of sum it up, I kind of date for marriage, kind of. And so what I kind of mean by that is that, like, for me, basically what Christian said was like, you know, I look for the emotional romantic aspect and kind of like someone I can connect with. But when I look at it, for me at least, I kind of see it as dating. Pretty much, in all honesty, the purpose of it is to find someone you're pretty much gonna stay with. And for like a period of time, people kind of like, well, at least from my perspective, they kind of go from like going a stage of like, oh, I'm dating, but I have like not real intentions of like sticking with these people long term necessarily. Like if it goes that long, sure, but they're only like not looking for that, so they kind of don't go in with that kind of sense of commitment for it when they get interested in someone. For me, I prefer to go in with that sense of like, oh, you know, whoever I decide that, oh, this is going to be my girlfriend, I'm like, nah, we gonna stick together. We're gonna ride this out until it's like, nah, this is just not gonna work at all. That's me.
Valid. Very valid answer. For me, why do I date? It's like a two-part question. Only because of the way society has like changed. I see dating, also known as for like people who are like more millennials, Gen X, also known as like the talking stage. That I do that to sort of, as probably everyone does, just to weed out or to feel out who I would be most connected to, right? And not only one aspect, but like multiple aspects. As in, I feel as though during dating you can talk or date whoever you want, right? Because ultimately there's so many people out there. It's hard to see the first person that's like you're initially attracted to, but then you spend 3 months, or you spend like a weekend to know them and then start dating. Like you don't really know them, and then 3 months in you're starting to know things about them that you didn't know before, whereas you could have done that in the dating process or in the talking stage, and that could have saved you more time. So then I say that in order to just be a bit more thorough, so that it's sort of similar to what both of them have said. For me to date someone, for us to be like boyfriend, girlfriend, I see that as like a very long-term thing. Not necessarily for marriage, because marriage for me is more of like a contract, more of an agreement. I see it as of, I'm making money and doing well. You're making money and doing well. Let's do that together. We can both be even better. Whereas I feel as though dating and probably engagement, all that beforehand, is more about the connection, the love, and the fact that you challenge me in a way, and not in like a conflict way, but you challenge me by naturally making me want to be better and change myself for you, for myself, and just for like in general. So I would say that is why I date, to sort of find that person that not only helps level me out, or we level each other out, but also push me to be a better person. Because I feel as though I can do that for myself, but to have someone there to be an even extra driver would be great. So then, yeah, see? You thought this was going to be a toxic podcast.
Nah, I definitely met some people who I just view dating, or at least in college, like dating to
You know,
who are around.
you know,
Who are-
I mean,
That's
to be
That's
honest,
okay too.
I mean, you know, I do date for marriage, but you know, when we do get married, she needs to know her place. All right, she needs to know the woman's place is in that kitchen.
Gentlemen.
She better be making that sandwich,
Julian.
cooking that
Okay,
food. She better know. She better know when I come back from work. She better bust down.
Represent.
She better know it's time to bust down when I get back from work. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sirski. Yes, sirski. City boys be out. She better know. She better know when I go out on that business trip, she's sharing for real. She better know. I'm joking. I cannot stress I'm joking. Before anybody, like, you know, says anything in the comments or anything, like, cancel Julian, cancel him. I'm joking. But when those alpha male hands come together, it's about to get
the
real.
fact that they always do this. It's the when you understand.
What you don't get.
See, when you saw that red pill,
the red pill.
when you saw that red pill, you really understand women want attention and high value men.
And I feel as though if a woman breathes, she's cheating.
She is. If she speaks to a male in my presence,
if she
speaks to a male
another
knowing
man,
she's talking to me,
when she knows she's
cheating.
looking at me, she's cheating.
Some
Because
of you women,
her place as a woman in our society.
she should know that when she talks to me, she's in the big dog's house. And when she's in the big dog's house, there's only one dog. Only one. I wouldn't even believe you're talking to another dog while you're talking to me.
Another dog.
You might get sent back to the streets if you do some
That's like
heresy like
that's
that.
like that scenario
I'm
where like it's
sick.
you and then your girl and the dad, and then she's like, "Can you pass the salt, daddy?" And then
Oh yeah.
That's wild. That's
And you
wild.
pass this on, and the dad's like, so you're like,
It's like,
no, but honestly, at the same time, like another thing, we are young, like we're all 19, 20, all that. We got time, ain't no need to rush. That's why I'm like, the dating process, as in when you go through multiple dates with people, you gotta take, like for me at least, I take my time. I'm very patient, even though a lot of people don't like that, especially in college. They really don't like that. It's either
you gotta,
hoeing around or just getting a relationship quick.
yeah.
But sorry,
Bless you.
it's I necessarily take my time because, like I said, I got time. In a good 6 years, it'll be 25. And by that point, I'm hopefully a billionaire and living in some type of crazy life. So yeah, I'm taking my sweet time to find a one. Do y'all believe there's a one?
I personally don't. I feel like I mean, there's probably someone out there, like the chances that you met someone like right now at your age where you are, that you're like, oh, I really vibe with that person, like I really like connect with them, whatever. Because you found them like there, it's just that you finding like someone else like them is also like really high. I'm not saying like you can't find someone who is like the ideal match. I don't personally think anyone's perfect. And I feel like people can become that person, or they couldn't. It all depends on like not just you, but them too. Some people are in different like phases in their life. So I met people who are kind of here, but I'm like here, and it's not hard to connect, but I could like relate to them because I was there, but they're not there yet, basically. So then it's the same thing like for like trying to find the one, where like you might find someone who can be the one, but they're not there yet.
And that's what I fully agree with that too. That's what I mean by like right person, wrong time. It's sort of like I feel as though there are certain personality types that people are attracted to, along with like physical types and everything like that.
I will say that's what's good about dating. You get to find out like the side of person you're more into.
Yeah, like you can really tell personality wise like who you would be more attracted to, and sometimes it doesn't even make sense. Like you can easily say one thing like, oh, I really like it when she's really nice to me and like boost my ego, but then you meet someone that is kind of like she flirts in a mean way, like she be insulting you, you low-key like it, and you're there like, huh, I didn't expect this from myself.
Call me that one more time.
Like,
exactly, it's sort of like,
you know what? But you call me a loser. I kind of like that.
I kind of like it, and it's like something about that one person.
Appreciating.
Exactly, that one person makes you rethink like your own type or whatever. So it's sort of like there are people that in different time periods aren't where they need to be, and same thing with you. Like there are some times where you're not where you need to be in terms of even dating somebody else, but then sometimes the relationship just happens, and that's where you sort of get like right person, wrong time, because then you then grow up and mature or just change.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, like the one. Like I don't think it's necessarily that you have like a right person, because that kind of goes into like the idea of like you can really like take that to be like a lot of things, like, oh, it's fated that you're gonna meet like a singular person that's for you. I'm not big on that. So for me, it's just a matter of perspective and like who you are at that time, where like you might meet somebody who maybe you're going through a goth phase, like you meet this girl and she's really goth and you're really goth, and you're just like, man, this is my dark princess. But you get older and you take off the dark makeup, maybe you scrub up your hair a little bit, it's no longer straight and pointing down for absolutely no reason, and you're like, you know what, she was cool, but honestly I could never date someone like that ever again in my day of my life. And that's just who you are now, you know. It's just a matter of, you know, how you feel at the time. And I can even say right now I may have like met the one theoretically at one point, but maybe in the future, you know, later down the line I meet somebody else, I'm like, you know what, that previous person, you know, there were certain things wrong, flaws with them, not things wrong with them, but flaws for me and them to work. And this other person who may be similar to them, maybe a little bit closer to what I'm looking for. Maybe they have other aspects of themselves that I just didn't even know would be something I liked or something I needed for a relationship with someone. But that's just how it is.
Exactly.
I started to realize, at least for me, there'll be points, at least definitely in like the last couple months, where as soon as I accepted kind of the worst possibility, or like accepted that like even if I don't find someone, I'll be okay, like that type of stuff, then I will meet someone who was like really cool, like that, then that will happen. It was really weird because it felt so like coincidental to the point where like it felt like I manifested it.
Oh
yeah. Well, it kind of anti-manifested, because
Like,
like that's the moment you're like, I don't actually need a girlfriend. Like I don't need anybody.
And then boom, she shows up. And
they're
you're
like,
oh.
nah, actually you do. Here's this one.
Or more
Have
like
fun.
you're ready now because you
Exactly.
you accepted that.
It's the fact. It's the mindset. Once your mindset is not like, if you're looking for something, you're there like, I want this. You're gonna go out thinking like, hopefully I run into this person today, or hopefully I run into somebody today, and we just hit it off. And you're sort of expecting that, you're anticipating it. So then it's sort of like you're pushing that energy out, that you're really not allowing it
to
to
just
come to
find
you.
Yeah.
So then when you realize, like, once you become content with yourself and you're like, you know what, let me not go looking, let me just
do me.
and if it comes, then it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Most of the time, somebody, whether you like them and they don't like you, or they like you and you don't like them, or both of y'all like each other, regardless, something's gonna happen because you're not pushing out that energy so much that it's pushing away the energy for people to come back. So it's gonna happen regardless.
Yeah. I kind of realized like 3 big factors into like not making friends. I mean, making friends and or like dating. If you want a Christian's guide, 3-step guide.
We have this all the time. Yeah, Christian 3-step
All right,
guide.
so numero uno, right? First is proximity. You gotta be in the same place. Usually, what? Yeah, I'm getting technical.
You busted out a big word there for 1 in the morning.
Proximity,
bro.
It's all about how close you are with this person, like literally and physically, and how frequent you guys are together. So if you're in a place that you're there for like a long time for, and you're always near together, eventually you're gonna start talking. Not even like in a romantic way, but like eventually you're gonna talk to this person because you're just there.
That's literally the definition of high school relationships.
Yeah. Number 2 is compatibility. It's about how many interests you guys share. Sometimes it's not or like chemistry. It's not about like how many interests you share, but how willing you are to learn about this person's interests, like open-mindedness. Because even though if you don't know this person or share the same interests as this person, if you're willing to give it a try or to understand it, then I say that's just as good. And number 3 is willingness or like assertiveness to hang out outside of this place.
You guys have proximity.
Yeah. So if both people want to like they want to like explore the relationship outside of where it initially started, then at that point that could kind of just go anywhere. You guys could become friends, you guys could date, maybe you guys get married. It just depends how far it goes. And sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes it does. Those are just like 3 things I realized like kind of are like factors with people I meet, because usually like one thing leads to another. Like proximity leads to like you guys learning about each other, and then if you guys vibe, then you're gonna hang out after like work or school, whatever, wherever you guys are. It just leads to the next thing.
The only one that I would sort of be like the interest is because I feel as though that takes a certain type of person. Like, it's a great thing to be able to confide in someone with your interest, but then at the same time, I know they say opposites attract. I don't even think it's opposites. I think it's more of like supportiveness attracts, as in
there's like 2 puzzle pieces. Like they have to fit together.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's not necessarily that they're
there you
like directly
the same.
opposite.
They're not directly the opposite, but they're not directly the same. Like if you have too many similarities with someone,
like it may fall apart just because like if I'm quiet, I'm like a little bit more reserved, and you're also quiet and more reserved. We might sit in front of each other and sit there and not say anything because you know what, we're just too similar. You know, even though we may have a lot of things in common, you may think, oh, we have great conversation. We just don't.
Pieces gotta fit.
or if you have too much in common and it's sort of like we are the same person, some people find that amazing. Like if they like to dance and you like to dance and
Like,
it just works that way, then that's great. Whereas some people would be like, well, what do we talk about? Because like since we literally are almost the same person, what do we talk about? Like some people that's great, other people would find that annoying.
Yeah, be like, oh, I want to expand myself. Which I'll say definitely for me, kind of like pseudo segue with the preferences of our own. For me, I kind of would say like a person who I vibe with, who I can like get along with, is like my top priority. Well, not top, but I'll touch on that in a second. But that's like up there versus like having the exact same interests necessarily. But having the same interests is like a huge bonus. That's because it's like an easy way to have conversation started, especially if someone's on the same vibe as you. it's like
Well,
it
that's another
expands.
question. When you say vibe, what vibe are you talking about here? Are you talking about like just a cool vibe, like, oh, you can talk to them, or more of like a, like you're feeling them vibe, like it's more of like a relationship type vibe?
That's just more like I can talk to them, because I feel like that kind of builds into that. Like someone I can really talk to, if like I have easier time kind of being like, yeah, I can see myself being in a relationship with this person, because I'm just comfortable just being in their presence like at any given time.
See, that's where I feel like I'm a little bit different, because one thing I've discovered by myself is that when I could talk to somebody and really enjoy talking to them and it being comfortable, but then there's something about certain people where if I don't need to say a word and I'm just looking at you, and it's a certain vibe that's there where like it's quiet. Like there's always a point in a conversation where it gets quiet, but it gets quiet and you're just looking at them and it's not awkward, it's not annoying, it's not disturbing, it's just nice. Like you could sort of be there for a long time not saying anything, just looking at each other. Like that type of vibe I've realized I've liked more, and it's something more for me in terms of a relationship than an actual being able to talk about. Because I realized that if I'm friends with you and you're a person who I can rely on to talk to information, then that's a great quality to have within a friend. But then it's also another great quality to have within like a partner. But I want my partner to also be someone that I feel comfortable with in terms of just the atmosphere, not just being able to talk to you. Feel me?
I have I definitely get you, but I actually have a question. Would you consider yourself more extroverted or introverted?
Extroverted. I am both. A lot of people would say I'm more extrovert. I see myself as an awkward person, but I've been told I'm not. So I would say I'm extroverted, but I am more comfortable being introverted. Like the first week I got to college, I barely talked to anyone. Like it was mainly people being like, "Hey, what's your name?" I'm like, "Myles." They're like, "Oh, we're friends now. Let's go." Like I barely did it. Like went out and actually
Went to go find people.
Like now, if I was not forced to, but if I realized I had to do it, can I? Yes. But I'm more comfortable introverted just because I like my own space and I need time to myself within a day.
That's fair. The reason why I kind of asked was because I thought maybe because it seems like you're kind of like, what you look for in a partner is kind of like the ability to be quiet, versus me, I kind of like look for the ability to be more active with said person. I thought I definitely consider myself an introvert. Like I'm horrible, but I was kind of like, I kind of see it as like maybe because I personally would consider you a little bit more on the extroverted side.
Yeah.
Maybe because you're a little bit more extroverted, you like the ability to not feel like you need to be energetic or need to talk, versus me, I'm more quiet, so I like the idea of like being able to talk more.
How about you, Christian? Because you would be more of like, you were very introverted.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle more.
Yeah, you're
like, I was to a point where I was like super introverted. Like I wouldn't talk to anybody. Now basically like people come to me and then that's how I meet people. But now I've kind of decided to change that, and I've gone into not being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna talk to everybody, but if I feel like I want to talk to this person, then I'm going to talk to this person. That's usually the mentality that I have. So I talk when I want to talk. So I don't necessarily need someone who's super quiet or super extroverted. I don't know in terms of like that what I would need. I guess I would need someone who's like as flexible, you know?
so
Or,
like ambivert.
Yeah. I guess that
there is something to that, maybe.
yeah. Like someone who's open-minded about doing kind of whatever. I don't necessarily like I can make the plans or like be super assertive. It's not as natural for me, but I can
Well,
do it.
this is more in terms of like the vibe, as in like
Oh,
when
the
y'all
vibe?
hang out and talk. Like, would she be more able? Like, would you find it able? Would you like it to be more able to just have like
Full blown 10
10-hour conversation about whatever and anything, or would you rather be able to just like
sit around
there
each other.
and sit
Y'all
around
just
and chill.
y'all just the same room. You're not necessarily talking to each other. Just
talking,
kind of
like y'all just chilling, right? Because I love it when I'm able to talk with someone for hours. But I realized something about myself is that I can do that with my like women friends.
Yeah.
So then I find it hard to differentiate between if I'm interested in them as a friend or romantically, just because I find it I find it easy for me to talk to them.
I would want both. I feel like when I meet people and I like really like connect with them, usually I vibe with someone based on like almost their presence. Like usually it's about like how much I connect with them when I talk. But then after that, it's about how much I just kind of feel drawn to them almost. And it has to go like both ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as I keep saying, we are proprietors of mutual interest.
yes.
I do not chase. I chase for a little bit, but if you keep playing games, I don't have time.
Yeah.
I pretty much don't chase anymore. The scars say I will throw out the first line, but if you don't really show any interest, I will pull back very fast and that line will come out of the water and I will walk away.
Yeah, I put an effort. I just really like it. Like, I find it attractive when someone else is like putting in the work too.
No.
That's
When a girl
pressure.
When a girl says, "Oh, let's go out," I'm like, "Absolutely, we will go
Pressure.
out tonight. Let's do it."
Pressure.
Like,
Yeah, that feels so good.
Shoot
It's
your
like,
shot.
shoot your shot because you're gonna make it. You're probably gonna make it.
Yeah, if I was to say that. Oh yeah, but for me, I think I want someone who's like okay with being both. More so with the bi side, almost like someone who I could feel like at ease with. Like I don't have to try to be anything. I could just like be who I am in the moment, and they'll be okay with it. That's why. Yeah. I'm not really like, I'm not super introverted now, and I'm not super extroverted. I'm kind of just like, I kind of mold myself in the moment of like, it really depends how much energy I have. If I have no energy, don't talk to me. If I have a lot of energy, I'll talk. If I like really want to talk to you. I also talk to people and do like small talk and stuff, but like that drains my energy a lot more. So I'm usually like in the middle. That's where that's my
Well, there you have it. Everybody's different. So, but as you can tell, like straight off the bat, connection is definitely like up there.
Yeah.
I say confidence too.
I can't say that because I don't have confidence. I used to be able to say that I once.
Yeah.
Based off of the introduction I told y'all, bro.
I said, okay.
Like I was conveying.
I'll rephrase that. Willingness to embarrass themselves. If they're okay,
And they're willing to be open with you.
Yeah.
That's.
So I'm not like as confident as I would like to be, but I'm trying. And then if you're trying, then I respect that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like yeah. You're not. For me at least, like I said, I'm attracted to like health and fitness. So active. If you're active and you got a lot of energy like me, you don't really care for like random weird activities to be doing. That's I like that. That's a start.
For me, I definitely come with my own little tier list. It goes looks. Looks will open the door. I will definitely be like, I'm a shoot if you just look good. You don't have to have any of these other things. I'll definitely shoot, but like you won't be. I'll definitely shoot, but you're not necessarily gonna get too far just based off that. Personality, I'll definitely say like you don't necessarily have to like be the best looking, but you have a great personality. We can definitely go somewhere with that. Same interests is like 3. It's like not necessary, but it's always like a huge plus if someone has the same interests, just because it just makes my life easier. There's like, easy conversation. It could definitely go somewhere where it's like, if I'm excited about something anime or video games related, I can tell you about it and you'll kind of relate to it at least a little bit. And I think 4 is like initiative. You don't have to have initiative, but it's even a bigger boon. If you show me initiative, I'm like, we can do whatever you ask, honestly.
Yeah. That's pretty accurate. Ambition, initiative, all that. About to be 30 minutes. I have a question for you, actually, when we come back. Yeah, based off what you just said. So I'll ask him when you come back. But yeah,
Okay.
so we'll be back after the break.
And we're back.
Woo!
Myles had a question for me.
Yeah. So you said at the top of that was looks, right?
Yeah.
And then, personality. I kind of agree with that in terms of, looks do open the door. Like, if you're not attracted to them, but they got everything else great, then you can develop
Something.
an attraction to them. But most of the time,
It's not gonna be immediate.
it's definitely not gonna be
I also have
immediate.
a question.
But sorry, I have to ask you, what's one thing that let's say she's like an 11 out of 10. What's one thing if you see her do that she would do that would just delete that whole
list?
number? Yeah,
I know mine immediately. Talking about my friends. If you do that, you're done. If you do that, you're done.
That's fair.
Now, like, if it's like like you're talking like shit about them, nah.
Yeah. Oh, that's also
That's
like not the obvious ones like smoking.
Oh.
Or is that not obvious for y'all?
Oh, well, I mean, for me, I don't even know if I necessarily have. Well, I will say for myself, I don't necessarily know if I had enough experiences to be like, oh, like if someone does this thing, like it will immediately be like no. But one thing that like really does, like, I'll get really tired of you really fast if it feels like I'm trying to be interested in you way more than you're interested in me. Like the second it feels like, oh, I'm like trying really hard to get like either energy out of you or just get you to respond or like anything like that, like immediately it's like I'm kind of getting bored. Let's keep it moving.
Proprietor of mutual interest. I'm telling you, I'm not wasting time out here. Not chasing.
Yeah.
For me, other than like the obvious like smoking and things like that, I'm trying to think something that would immediately take away from now probably the similar one to Christian, but more of trying to control who I'm friends with.
Oh yeah, that too.
Don't do that.
I've never had someone try to do that to me. I mean, I honestly wouldn't even let that happen. I'd be like, you don't like my friends.
It's not
I don't
even
like
not,
you.
You don't have to not you.
Nice.
You don't have to like my friends because I like ultimately they're my friends. Like they're not yours, so you don't have to like my friends. But
Sure.
that's different than you trying to control who I am friends with.
Yeah.
Don't do that, because then it's showing for me at least that you don't trust me and my friends. And you don't have to necessarily trust my friends, but the fact that you don't trust me
That's right.
would just hurt, unless I give you a reason.
That's
So
fair.
if I haven't given you a reason and you just got your own insecurities, that immediately icks me out. And even if we're not dating and you're just there like, I like you, but those friends of yours, they just, I don't want you to hang out with them anymore. Who are you to tell me who I can't hang? Because I choose to hang with you. So would it be okay if someone told me I shouldn't hang out with you and just
Yeah.
stop doing that to you? That wouldn't be fair, right?
Yeah.
That would immediately take away
Also,
from the looks.
talking, I don't know, not talking bad, but like talking bad about things that I love. If she does that, then like,
Oh, that's wild.
nah.
Oh, I mean, I guess I feel like that's kind of obvious. Like, if it's something, things that I care about, it's like, that's part of my core of my personality. It's like you're basically insulting me if you insult the stuff I care about. It's like it's kind of crazy.
Awesome.
It's different.
For another one, I don't know if y'all have this. If she's constantly, always either in drama or pessimistic,
Oh nah,
Uh.
no, I can't.
can't do that.
I can't.
Can't, like, I don't like conflict.
I just
at
got a
all.
headache from you even saying that. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't like conflict, and if every day I'm like, hey, how are you? And you got a new, like, if you got new drama every day, and can't go one day with just peace, yeah, I'm gone. I'm gone, because you're gonna give me a headache.
I mean, for me, it's more like I wouldn't say it's necessarily like an automatic turn off just because I'm here for the drama. I think it's fun. Telling me a story is funny. But like, I guess if it's like you're complaining to me about stuff and like you're always being like, oh, I might get into a situation with somebody and like I have to be stressed about it, then I'm gonna be like, yeah, this is a little much. Or like if you're having issues with me all the time, it's be like, alright,
Stop with the
Why?
frequency. If you're always telling me about the same problem over and over again,
yeah.
like, you're gonna stress me out, and then I'm just like,
I get
that's how
mad.
big of a problem.
My thing is sometimes I also just don't care. Like, you would tell me, and if I I know it's just gonna sound kind of messed up, but like, let's say you telling me something, and I'm like, okay, nah, that's valid. Like, your friend wrong for that, or they're wrong for that. But then you telling me something, and I'm like, but that's their job. That's not really dramatic. That's just them doing their job, and you making it a bigger deal than it needs to be, bro. I'm gonna be just icked to the point of no return, because I'm like, all right, now you, like you said, you causing me unnecessary stress.
Yeah.
Consistent passive aggressiveness.
Oh my goodness.
Passive aggressiveness go crazy.
Oh,
see, I'm not see
God.
I do the alpha male stuff as like a joke. You know, it's funny. But I actually am a little petty. I have like a horrible petty evil bone in my body. So like when you throw a little bit of shade, like immediately my brain's like, oh, we gotta violate. But like I try to hold it back. But you do it too much, like I'll start losing my mind, and like I can't deal with that.
See, now I'm different. I'm not petty at all. Like, you passive aggressive, great. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk to you.
Yeah, I can't be petty.
I can't be petty. I'm just aggressive. As in, you can be passive aggressive, that's fine. But if I notice you're being passive aggressive, best believe you're not gonna hear from me. Cause then when you actually get the balls and the courage to stop being passive aggressive and being aggressive, I've already disconnected myself from that whole situation. So I'm not gonna listen to you. Like, I hate passive aggressiveness because like there's no point. What's the point? Just be aggressive. If you got an issue, bring it up and we'll deal with it.
That's what I don't like. It's just annoying, and then like it starts to piss me off, and then like once I get angry, and that's the whole thing. I'm not gonna do anything crazy on me. I'll probably just calm down and I'll just be like, hey, you got a problem? Just say you have a problem, and then if they keep doing it, I'm just like, that's on you.
That's on you. You also passive aggressive. I feel as though you're trying to reach for a reaction or for like another passive aggressive response. Like, you're trying to reach for that, and I won't give you the satisfaction of that. That's why I'm like, if I realize you're being passive aggressive, I will legit just dead it, and then that's gonna make you even more upset because you didn't get the answer you want.
They get real upset.
Exactly. So I'm like, either you tell me what's the issue, and we solve it like adults, or I'm telling you, I'm disconnecting like that.
Yeah, I mean, passive aggressive people, the best you can do is just try to do the healthy answer. You'd be like, hey, if you have a problem, if there's an issue, feel free to talk to me, whatever. You just leave that alone, come back later. But if they keep trying to push you, I mean, I'm just gonna be like, all right, either we at war or we just not talking. It's one of the two.
Either we at war or not talking. Yeah, you definitely got a petty bone in your body.
Yes.
It's fine.
So
that
it's
works
gonna
for some
be like
people.
Yeah.
I had a question. So, my first question, I thought of a second one. My first question is, like, what's one trait of like a person that like draws you in? It could be like physical, be like emotional. I was thinking more like, I guess more physical, and then more like, what's something about someone that will like get you to stay, basically.
I know this one right off the bat. All right, a pretty face go crazy. Like a girl with a pretty face, like I'll just look at her, I'll be like it's not even like I notice her face necessarily, but it's like I notice that a lot of girls that like I'm instantly like really interested in just when I see them, like they're really pretty in the face. Yeah. I'm like, I must be a thing. And then a personality trait / like thing they do. I'm a gamer, right? I play video games consistently, regularly. I know game news. I know the game companies, what's bad about them, what's good about them. I play indie games. I know all my game genres. I'm a gamer through and through. Girls don't play video games. They are a rare breed. And just people in general who play video games at the level I play them at and like knowing the games I play. Even rarer as a person, guy or girl. So like if you tell me you play video games, and you even name like one game I play, I'm loved. It is just that simple. I'm just like, whoa, like you're the one. You have to be.
In terms of looks, one thing I've learned about myself, I have a type, but in terms of what I'm attracted to, it's a wide range. Like there's so many people that I'm like physically attracted to that wouldn't even like count as my type. So then, but I can tell you right now, one thing, I think I've mentioned this before, that will probably get you not in the door, but bonus points. I'm not even gonna, bonus points. Take away all, like, just taking away like all the other physical things. One thing that's physically that a girl can have that would just be a huge bonus: locks. If you have locks, from one lock head to another, I'm sorry, you got a special place in my heart.
You different.
Even if everything else don't match up, the fact that you just have the time and care to have really nice locks at that too
Shows a lot about a person.
shows a lot about, exactly. And I feel that connection. It's a huge plus.
It's an instant thing to talk about.
Yeah.
When you get your likes, like how you take care of them.
How you take care of them? What do you
get them.
use?
Yeah.
Do you get retweets? What
It
style?
almost feels like a
All that.
community. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It works. Even freeform. I don't know. Is that freeform? That counts.
It's kind of free, bro.
Yeah. Even freeform. I was still, yes.
I like that.
Yeah, that's one physical one. And it's not even like a necessity because, you know, there's a bunch of hairstyles out there. But it's definitely a huge plus if you do have locks, whether I find you attractive or not. Now, one thing that will make me stay with, in terms of personality, definitely, I know this for a fact. In terms of what I find to really like, is if she's competitive, but also like not cheeky. I don't know what the word is in like American.
I don't know the word of burger and fries.
Yeah, like you know what I mean by cheeky, right? Like,
Yeah, like she got a little like
Sass.
like edge to her.
like she got a little edge, like she a little bit like she like to tease a little bit, but not like play games, but like just poke fun, but with like competitiveness. Like, let's say I'm running and she like keeping up with, like I said, I'm really attracted to health and fitness because I don't know, I feel as though health is one of the most important things in life in general, because you can't really do anything else if you're not even remotely healthy. But like, let's say I'm running, she running with me, and all of a sudden she like, man, you slow.
Like, why you go so slow?
I'm like, what do you mean? She be like, nah, you mad slow. Like, I could definitely beat you. Then I'm gonna be like, well, you can't. Obviously, we gonna race. Or if she's like, I'm a better dancer. Anything in that sense, but then she's also like smart with it, not just straight outright competitive, because I'm gonna get annoyed. I'm like, all right, now you're just trying to
beat me.
Yeah, you're just trying to beat me where it's not gonna happen. Versus like, if you're kind of smart with it and also flirtatious with it, that will definitely get me to stay, because you like, that will keep me like engaged and on my toes. Because then I'll be like, let's say way in the future we clean and you like, yo, who could clean the bathroom the fastest? I'll be like, oh, it's definitely me. Let's get started. Like, things like that. Yeah, I know that's kind of weird, but I don't know.
That's what it both sides.
For me, it's the eyes. Something about like some people's eyes, it's like I can't explain the type of eyes, but if you got them, you got them. It's just kind of eyes that kind of just draw you in, and then you just want to like you just want to look at them. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can't really explain it. It's just like a feeling of like, it's probably the most like attraction out of a filter person at first glance, especially if I'm up close. Like, if I'm looking at you and you have like really like beautiful eyes that you can just kind of like stare into, almost like you're staring into their soul.
Do you see the eyes of the window?
Yeah, and like,
This is the most artist answer I've ever heard. But go on.
whatever.
It's artist. It's really an artist answer, but I'm not mad at it.
Like, some people just have like really
girls with good eyes. I mean, I gotta look.
It is true.
yeah.
It's not even like color. It's just the like
Your eyes can say a lot about you.
a look. I hope y'all understand how important. Like, we literally just were talking about this. How important a single look can have.
A single
Like
gaze.
the way that eye contact hit, it could be different.
The way, exactly. They could apply mad pressure and risk just with a single eye contact.
Nice eyes plus a nice smile.
Oh,
Oh, go crazy.
a smile, bro. She got a nice smile.
Oh, it go crazy. It
no,
go
it's just nice smile. I'll literally feel my heart melt. Like, I'm just like, damn.
Even with like a little cute ugly laugh.
Like, you win. You win.
You win.
You got that one.
Oh yeah, what keeps me in? Honestly, like I guess it's also like an artist answer, like an imagination, like
I feel that. No, I feel
like
that.
really creative, like not even like in an art way, just creative in like a life way. Like she just thinks differently about certain things, or like she'll do things in like an unconventional way. Like I like people who don't like. I like people who do
conform to mainstream society. Sorry.
Yeah, I like people who. I like people.
He likes his women mentally built different.
I just like people who do their own thing and aren't afraid to show that. Because I'm also trying to be like that. So it's cool, and I like not just that I like it and am attracted to that, but I respect that too, because that takes a lot of courage to like show like this is like the things that you like, and you're not afraid to show that.
But please know that there's a difference between doing that and doing stuff without caring for attention. Those are two different.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people like to put those two things together, and I've seen it a lot. Nah, it's two different things. Doing what you think, like doing what you want to do, right, and having the confidence to be like, nah, this is me and it's gonna get done, and knowing that versus doing something like that and doing it for attention or for a response or for people to look at you. That's two different things.
Yeah, honestly, someone who's like down for an adventure.
Of course, that's necessary. You don't want someone that's just like, you know, some people do, but
like just someone who's like into trying things.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I would like a homebody because I don't go out much.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of my date ideas involve not involving the public.
Well, you can still explore like in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not necessarily you have to like go on like an actual like adventure where you go to different places. You can also just explore like different things you can do
Together.
at home.
Yeah.
In weird ways that you guys are both interested in.
Yeah.
Bored in the house, in the house, I'm gonna take TikTok times. All that.
Yeah. What else? Oh, yeah, I have one other question.
Mm.
Do you feel like, okay, would you rather, as a man, would you rather be like more assertive in a relationship or have the woman be more assertive in a relationship?
In what sense?
Like, let's like, I'll give you a
You
scenario.
mean like, would you say like in totality, like she's just a more assertive person?
Yeah, like in terms of like,
I was thinking in the relationship or in like the bed.
whatever you want it to be, man.
Well, I would assume. Well, I guess it doesn't necessarily have to correlate.
Like, when it comes to taking charge, it's not that you can't do it. She just naturally fits into that role better.
that. For me. Okay. Let me put my alpha hands down. All right.
I knew it was coming. I was waiting.
I'm putting the alpha hands down this time.
Oh,
Alright, okay.
Separated. Okay.
A girl who can be assertive is quite attractive. You know, because most, always from my perspective, it's like it's different. It's a breath of fresh air when a girl's like, you know what? We're going out and we're gonna go. Let's go do this thing. I'd be like, sure, why not? You know what? You surprised me. Let's go do this thing.
That's why I say it's such a hard answer, because it's such a natural, like, societal thing
To be like, oh, the guy
Exactly.
should be assertive.
like, it's not even something that should be necessarily right, but it's just assumed and so many times the case
Yeah.
in which, like you said, I've had to be more assertive or dominant in a relationship, and it's a nice refresher to pull back and have it be the opposite. But I don't know which one I would rather prefer to be all the time. As in, like, I'm comfortable being dominant because that's mainly
What you do.
been the case.
I mean,
But I also don't mind, or like I like it when she would also be dominant. So then but that doesn't happen as often. So I
yeah.
generally wouldn't know which one I prefer. I would say me because I'm used to it, but I don't know. I haven't been in a relationship or in a situation in which
The girl is more.
the girl's more dominant
Yeah.
for a long period of time. So I don't know which one would be better, really.
I mean, for me, I would kind of say it's not necessarily that. I still would say it's more like a balance where, like, I feel like, you know, I wouldn't say like we're fighting for dominance, but it's like if she's in charge one time, I can be in charge one time. Like with this one girl, I was talking to for a while, like, I ended up asking her out on the first date, which is like a pretty dominant masculine thing to do. But even when I was about to ask her out, she was the one who kind of came up with the plans. And even though I asked her out first, she was about to ask me out. And then on the subsequent date, she asked me out, and then she ended up paying for that second date because she wanted to. On the first date, I ended up paying because I was like, oh, it was really fun. I'll pay for it. But she was like, oh, you know what? I'll get the next date. I was like, you know, that was nice. It was a nice thing. And she did that all of her own, of course. You know, I was just like, it's cool. It's cool.
I'm not sure what I would pick. I really thought of the question because I noticed that sometimes like the roles would be reversed. Like I started noticing like more women will be like more assertive and more like guys will be more like chill back. Not saying that they weren't assertive, but they were kind of like more just like
they were hanging back. They were like, you know what? You take the lead.
Yeah. Even so, like sometimes I'll be around some women who just kind of just like naturally do that. Yeah. And I'm just kind of there. I'm just kind of like chilling, and then I remember one time a friend of mine like was like telling me to like make plans. And I was like, I was already gonna do that. Like I could already do that. And she was like, why don't you? I'm like, because you always do that. Not because like I expect her to do it. She just does it like automatically without me even saying anything. Like, she just.
But then this is in the like this is a reminder. This is in the sense of like dating.
Oh yeah.
Not like
hang out with a friend.
Yeah, not hanging out with a friend or like marriage.
Yeah.
Because in my eyes, for marriage, she should be dominant. Because happy wife, happy life.
That's a little bit it's kind of, I feel like, well, for me, I definitely want like a more 50-50 relationship where it's like, you know, you depend on me, but I depend on you. You know, you got my back when I got your back, kind of thing. Like,
but I'm talking about like day-to-day small things. Like in a assertive way, I'll be like, okay, what would you like for dinner? If she's like, you pick, I'm gonna be like, well, if I pick what I want and you don't like it, then you're gonna be upset.
Yeah, I feel like for most guys, like at least for me, I'm pretty simple. Like, I like food, so you give me food, I eat the food.
Exactly, which is why it makes more sense for me, at least, for her to be more assertive. So then, if I'm like, "What do you want to eat?" and she's like, "I want this," then but I can eat that.
Yeah, this also happened to my friend where she like it's the same thing. So I told her, I was like, it's not that you don't like want to pick anything. You just only want to pick what's on your menu. So like what she likes, she only wants to pick. She just doesn't know what she likes in the moment. It's almost like you have a mental menu of like all the foods you ate, and in that menu, you know like what you like, what you don't like, or whatever. Or in this case, it'll be like what you only like. She just doesn't know what to like to pick from, basically.
Well, wouldn't that be everyone? Because you're not gonna pick something to eat that you don't like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because it's the fear that you're not gonna like it, that you won't try anything new.
Yeah.
So some people will try stuff new, some people won't.
No, some people will try.
Some people will.
My mom's like that. She was willing to try some things with no fear. Whereas me, I'm like, I know what I like.
I wouldn't mind eating that.
I wouldn't mind having McDonald's because I like it.
So how do you know what you don't like if you never tried it?
Why
would I try it?
Usually for me, like, I'll try new things if I'm like out and maybe like, we're like, let's go to a restaurant, whatever. I'll be like, you know, let's try something new. You know, this don't look too bad. Give it a shot. But I'll definitely say that kind of goes into like me being like a kind of more like go with the flow, let someone else kind of take charge kind of role, where it's like someone might say like, let's go to that restaurant, and I'll go and I'll be like, okay, you know what, I'm here. You know what? Let me see what's on the menu, and maybe I'll take something new. Maybe I might just be like, you know what? I'm hungry. I'm not trying to risk eating something that's not really filling because I just don't like it. Let me get something I like, sort of thing. But like, I'll let someone like guide me in terms of like, you know, are we doing oldies, the old reliable, or are we trying something new, being adventurous?
See, I realized that for some reason I just kept being like made to fill that guide role. Like it just kept happening. Basically being the person who like not has to lead, but when I have to lead, I have to lead, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like I have to guide people. And then like at first I didn't like it because I'm like, I'm not used to this. I don't really like this. But it just kept happening. So I'm like, maybe I should try to enjoy this. So then now I'm at a point where like if I really want to do something, then I'll just like make the plans and just ask someone if they're cool with it, and usually they are. So then we just go with that.
See, I'm normally with the go with the flow type of person. Like 9 times out of 10, I'm go with the flow because I don't care. As long as there's no issues, we can do whatever.
I'm cool with that too.
But then when, like I said, 9 times out of 10, that 1 time out of 10 where I need to lead, my main thing is to make sure that nothing not necessarily goes wrong, but nobody's worrying about something they shouldn't have to be worried about. As in, okay, if I'm making the plans, I'm gonna assign what you're doing, and if you don't do it, that's your fault.
It's like basically if you're in a canoe and then you're going on a stream, and the stream is splitting off in 3 directions, and basically you gotta pick which direction to go. But everyone's cool with any direction, so you can't pick anything. So then basically like where I fit in is like I have to pick. I'm usually the deciding factor.
Yeah.
So like I can't really go with the flow because I'm cool with everything.
That means you're the one person that can make a decision in your friend group. Because everybody's like, we don't matter where it goes.
Because everyone's cool.
And they're like, Christian, where do you want to go? He's like, we're going over there.
Because naturally, I'm just like, I don't really care. I'm cool with whatever, but I don't have to pick one. And I'm fine with picking one. So I just do like, we're just going over there. It just feels weird. Because like, I have to just be like, we're doing that.
Yeah.
And you know what's the funniest part about that? Your zodiac sign's a Libra. Libras are supposed to be indecisive.
Yeah, I'm going against the grain.
I mean, for me,
that's what it feels like, honestly.
I've always had a thought process. Well, not even a thought process, but I've always been in a situation where I don't necessarily want to lead. I'm kind of like a go with the flow type of person. Like I'm more chill when I can just be told, hey, we're doing this thing, and I'm like, you know what? I'm cool with it. Whatever, let's do it. But I've been in way too many situations where I've been basically forced to be like in charge and like be the leader completely and utterly. So I'm like pretty good at being the leader. Like if you want me to be in charge, like I'll do it. Like I'll do the thing. But more times than not, I'd rather just let someone else kind of like be in charge. Maybe me be number 2, or like someone who like gets deferred to like for advice or something. But I don't really want all that like responsibility of being like the guy.
Yeah, no. I've always said this. If I was in an anime, I would never want to be like the captain. I would always want to be like the trusted right-hand man that he can always do. Like Zoro. Yeah. If I was ever in it, I would always want to be the Zoro character. As in, not the leader, but the leader that's like, yo, I need this done. You got it? I'll be like,
not to worry.
That's where I got you.
I initially want to be that person, but for some reason, I always feel like I have to do the number 1 option. So then, like, in not like in like a captain way, but the leader in like whatever I'm interested in. Like, I feel like I have to like do that.
I feel you. I feel
that makes sense.
Who would I be on shoot?
I would like to be the doctor. If we're doing One Piece, I'm doing One Piece fire.
Chopper.
I'll be the chopper. Or the Nami. I'll be the chopper or the Nami. Or the
big person.
No.
I was thinking. I was like, so wait.
No, I'll be the I'll either be the navigator or the cook.
Oh, I have my anime mind says I have to be a Zoro because I gotta be strictly fights and fights only. I want to be in the coolest fights. I want to be fighting the strongest guy. I want to be in the thick of it. That's just me.
I'm Brooke. I just want to love my women and play some music.
Like I said, it's very.
And make corny jokes like 45 degrees. That's it.
I said, as you can see, Cole's very different.
Oh,
I'm here for the fights and the coolness.
I gotta be the Jinbei.
I also have to be Brooke, as in you can rely on me whenever something. Like,
when things get serious.
As in, if Big Mom, a warlord, tries to kill somebody, I can fight them even though I'm a regular crewmate. That's all I'm saying. Anyway.
You can literally go like Danny Fancy.
Anyway, that is the end of the podcast. We are almost a minute done. It's going red. Yeah. Good first episode, a little bit longer than usual.
Season 2.
Season 2.
A little special, extra 30 minutes for you guys.
And especially early in the morning.
Yes, I may just pass away at work.
I'm so tired. It's actually good.
I hope you all enjoyed though. We'll let you know about new information information that's being posted and new developments.
You'll see them new branding, new things, there's logos, all of that.
Thank
More
you
to
for
come.
watching.
Yeah, have a good night. Or morning. Or afternoon.
Whenever you watch
watch
this.
Adios.
Peace.
Peace.